Hi, everybody. All right, so it is Tuesday, and I kind of want to walk through with you what you're going to be doing today in class. So, yesterday you learned about acting techniques and acting ideas we can all use. And then at the end of the class, I had you fill out a form or a quiz on Schoology to do some background information about one of the characters from the character analysis from the monologues. Hopefully, you did that and that's all ready to go. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the next step in our class. And the next step in our class is going to be a production laboratory. So, once we're done with the acting unit, we're actually going to be working in class on producing and rehearsing the scenes that we choose to do for Same Room, Different Story. So, the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go into Schoology and go to daily class plans for today, Tuesday, October 19th, and I want you to click on the audition application. Please pause the video until you have that open in front of you. Okay, hopefully you've got the audition application in front of you. You clicked on that link, and we're going to take a look at the audition form for Same Room, Different Story. Let me clarify here. Not everybody in class is going to be acting in the production. However, everyone is going to be auditioning as a grade. It's going to be your final acting grade. So everybody is going to have to choose an audition piece from the monologue pack, which I'll get to next, and everyone's going to need to fill out one of these forms. So if you look at the form, the first thing I want to know is your name, first and last, and then your height. That helps for casting purposes for us to figure out who, like would look good with someone when we don't have you in front of us at the time. All right. Then I have after school commitment. Most of the time, we're going to be rehearsing in class, but although as we get closer to the performance, because we are working with the freshman drama club, and as we get like within the last 2 weeks before the performance, we may need to do some after school time. But it's not going to be a commitment like the fall show over at West Campus, where you're going to be every day for multiple hours after school. Probably our rehearsals will only be an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer after school, and it wouldn't be every day. So I've got a list here. I just want to know what your availability is after school. Choose the one that's most like yours, or if you have something else that doesn't quite work in here, then go ahead and click other and write in. Okay, next question. Previous acting experience. This includes like as far back as you want to go. If you did your first role when you were in like preschool, and you want to include that, or if you just want to do like the last few years, but let me know what role it was, what the name of the play was, and whether your role was major or minor in that play. So, for example, the first role that I was ever in was in The Sound of Music as Greta, and I was 4 years old. So I do Greta, Sound of Music, minor role. And that's what I would write. And then I would do the next role. So go ahead and put that information in. And then have you ever done any technical work in the theater? Have you ever been on stage crew or props crew or makeup or costume crew? And kind of let me know which crews you have some experience in and write that down. Okay, this one is very important. We are going to choose the shows that we're going to do. Now, we can't do all of these. We're going to have to, I narrowed it down before to 5. Now we have to narrow it down to 4. So I want you to choose your one scene that you think we definitely should perform for our class. And I'm going to narrow it down then to the 4 scenes based on the top 4 votes that come in for the scene. You can talk about it as a class if you want to, after you go down through the audition form and kind of like give your reason why you think you should have a particular scene and try to convince other people in the class to vote for your scene. That would be great. A great use of your time. Try to talk up some of the scenes in the show. All right. Then, with those 5 scenes, these are all the roles that are included. Now you'll see why we can't do all the scenes in class. We only have 18 class members, and I think there's 21 roles. So we could do it, I guess, if someone doubled up a role, but I don't wanna do that. I wanna give, some people the opportunity who, feel less comfortable being up on the stage, that they don't have to act in a scene. So, for this one, choose choose at least one role that you're interested in, but you can check as many as you want. I don't really want you to check all of them, though. I want you to be a somewhat discriminating to which roles you would like. So go ahead and go down and check the roles that you are interested in. That doesn't mean that you might not be cast in a different role. I just want to see kind of which ones you like the most. So if I'm thinking of you between 2 roles, I will probably put you in the one that you are most interested in as opposed to one that you're not. Okay, and then everybody, either everybody or everybody who is not cast will be a part of our technical crew. So check which crew you might be interested in, and you can check as many as that you have interest in. Definitely don't check something if you're not interested in it. So we're going to talk about some of these roles. So set and prop construction crew, these are the people who are going to be building our set and finding our props and putting props together and things like that. So if you are interested in building, working with power tools and helping me drill together the hinges on the flats and things like that, and putting up doors and painting them, painting the sets, or going out and finding props and things like that, then you want to sign up for that crew. Stage manager is the student who is responsible for making sure that everything is happening backstage, and is kind of in charge of the stage run crew, and in some cases in charge of calling the show, which I will train that person to do. Stage run crew, those are the ones that you've referred to as like stage gremlins, um, or some people call them goblins. So those are the people who run out in between scenes and kind of switch things from one scene to the next. Then there's our lighting and sound crew. They're going to be working up in the booth, changing the lights and also running the sound in between scenes. Costume and makeup crew. Um, there's not a lot for costume and makeup crew to do because you'll be wearing masks. So therefore, we're not going to be doing full makeup for the stage. But the costume crew will be kind of like making the final decision about what people are wearing. And if there needs to be quick changes backstage, they'll be working with the actors to get the quick changes on and off. Publicity crew, those are the people who will be designing the programs and typing up the and the posters and typing up the programs, and then like sending out any other publicity that we need to have. House business crew, those are people selling tickets and working as ushers on the day of the performance. So check off whichever ones from there you are interested in. Then last, I want to know what any kind of special talents you have. Um, this could be for like if we decide we want to do some other little sketches in between the scenes. Maybe I could have someone come out and juggle or play an instrument or something like that in between scenes. So go ahead and mark that down if you have any special talents or other special talents. And then down here, would you be interested in directing? So if you're chosen as a director, and I will be choosing student directors for each of the 4 scenes that we do, you'll be the one who'll be running the actors through their rehearsals in class. You'll be the one telling them where to move. You'll be the one asking them, to try to do their line a different way. You will literally be directing your classmates. So if you're interested in directing, number one, you won't have a role in the show. Or probably won't have a role in the show. I shouldn't say you won't. I've had directors before who have roles in their own scenes. But you'll also be basically like everything is going to be kind of relying on you and the work that you're doing behind the scenes for your show. Okay, once you choose that, if you choose yes, it'll take you to another page asking you which scene you'd be interested in directing. If you choose no, you'll finish the form. Okay, so go ahead and take some time, pause the video, and fill out the form and talk about the scene choices. And then when we start up again, we're going to talk about auditions. Okay, discussing, you got the form filled out and you submitted it. Awesome. The next thing that you're going to be doing is that you are going to be um, taking a look at the audition monologue packet. And it's the same one that you used last night. So that we're going to be taking a look at audition monologue packet right here on daily class plans. And these are monologues that I put together, I like combine some lines from different characters to create monologues. So if you decide everybody has to choose one of these. Okay. So everyone will be auditioning. It's going to be part of your acting grade for the class, just like you did a grade for doing makeup, just like you got a grade for doing set design. You're going to get a grade for doing acting, and this audition is going to be your acting grade. So go through the monologues and decide which one you want to do. If you do Scott's brain or Kina's brain, if you're Scott, then whenever you say, it gets to something like this where it says Kina Scott, you will say, every Thursday, Kina comes over to work on English homework and awkward silence. And then, or you'll say Kina every time you get that. And you'll say she if you are Scott. Kina is a female, and that's how it goes. If you are interested in Kina's brain, then you'll be saying, every Thursday, Scott comes over to work on English homework, and you'll be saying he or him whenever we get to that point. So that's what that is all about. That's a monologue that works for both of them. Then from Gone, I have the character of Isaac. Isaac, he seems to be the closest character to the person who is gone and has the most emotional monologue. So that's him. Remember, it doesn't have to be a male. There is no gender for Isaac, although Scott and Kina, I do want to see traditional male and female for that one. Secret, again, either gender. Kai is the actor or is the character who has received the note, and Ash is the character who has written the note. So choose one of those two monologues if you're interested in that. Box, Quinn is the one who has inherited the box. Remy is kind of more of a comedic, I think, character who is kind of giving Quinn a hard time about the box and opening the box. There's one other character in that scene, and that's Jay. Could be Quinn, Remy, Jay, either gender, doesn't matter. Irrational thinking, also any gender, and this is from Quiz. So irrational thinking is the one who obviously kind of flies off the handles, extremely emotional about things, like kind of dire, like sees the worst possible outcome for everything. So you've got a number of monologues to choose from. You need to choose one tonight. And if you take a look at the class plans, choose a monologue from the packet and begin to work on memorizing it. So read it over, start thinking about it. Tomorrow in class, we're going to talk about how to prepare a monologue for an audition. And you are going to be working on preparing that monologue. And then you're going to get a lot of time to prepare it while we're doing the acting activities in class. All right. Thanks for listening, and I will see you tomorrow. So today, you filled out the audition form. Now you choose your monologue and start working on memorizing it in class. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Stay out of trouble. Take care. Be nice to each other and your parents.